We're going to jump straight in, but I just wanted to let you guys know the audio is a little crunchy because I recorded in-game with the PlayStation 5 recording system. I figured it'd be easier that way than just voicing over in the editing software, but yeah, that's just a little warning. But basically in the video, I made switch axe sets from the new Gogma gear. I made 2 elemental sets, and I made 2 versions just to help be more well-rounded to everyone else's circumstances with set bonus skill they have on their weapon. And then I made an attack-based build and an affinity base build for the switch axe. But yeah, I don't want to take too much time. Let's just get in here. For elemental, I have 2 sets. First set is 4 Gog4Gore with a Gog weapon, with the Gore helmet, Gogmazios mail, Gogmazios vambraces, Gogmazios coil, with Gore greaves, and a Gog4Apocalypse weapon. The theory is this is for general elemental, so it doesn't have to be just dragon. Obviously it could be whatever weapon you want as long as it has the Gog4Apocalypse skill. We have burst, gives a pretty hefty elemental boost, coalescence and antivirus from the gore pieces to activate a substantial elemental boost again. And then we have Gog4Apocalypse, gives you a good amount of element as well when the monster's agitated. So that's pretty nuts, and there's still plenty of room for a little extra decos here, and it's not even accounting for your charm, so you could add whatever little bit you want there for, you know, maybe extra attack or extra affinity. It's up to you. I'm just gonna test this. Say like the monster's agitated and you're gonna activate antivirus. So base is 636. I don't have that much element on this weapon, honestly. So base element is 160 element. That's 636 with apocalypse. That's almost like that's quite a bit actually. And then we're gonna activate antivirus. We're also not accounting for burst yet. We're up to 989, which is kind of crazy. And then once coalescence pops in, I hit my cap, okay, with 1104. And I don't know, honestly, depending on how much you're... That's the thing with these elemental builds. Depending on how much element you have, base depends on how high burst has to be. Honestly, I could get rid of 1 burst. We'll see how that is. You don't even need max burst sometimes. So I'm not going to go through all the shebang with antivirus. Yeah, see, I hit my max with just 4 bursts, so it really depends on your elemental, base elemental, honestly. So take that with a grain of salt, and just like a note for future buildings. Yeah, I'm hitting my cap with frickin'... Honestly, you don't even need burst. I would keep burst on just because the attack boost, if you would want that, but that's up to you. Or you can get rid of a coalescence, honestly, because coalescence is a bit harder to proc, honestly. But burst is easier to proc, you know. Yeah, 999. Yeah, I'm like, burst is giving me like almost, what, 100 something. Honestly, you could probably rock this depending on like your base elemental. You don't need that much coalescence, so that means you could have more like counter strike or like maximum might off, honestly. Yeah, like I'm reaching really close to 1104, but you know, I'm missing out on like 40 element. So yeah, that's that set. And then obviously as much as element as you need, I would say prioritize chain over coalescence, since coalescence is a little harder to proc. And yeah, burst is easier to proc, honestly. That's this set. The next set is a Gore weapon, in case you need to see the visual for that, with Gogmazios greaves, Gogmazios coil, Gog vambraces, Gog mail, Gore helmet, and Gore weapon. It's the same thing. It's just if you just need help with the armor pieces, here it is. It's kind of like this. It's the same thing, and that's that set. A different take on Coalescence is 4-piece Gog with 2-piece Mizu. This one is with the Gogmazios weapon. This is the visual representation to help you out to build it. You got the Mizu greaves, Gog coil, Gog arms, Gog chest, and a Gog weapon. I don't know, that was so hard to say. The thing is, with Mizu, if you have this waist piece, you already have Mizutsune prowess, and then you just put on the legs, then you have Bubble Dance, and then you have some freedom with the helmet here too. So the theory with this is Mizutsune is Bubble Dance. We have 636 here. So what Bubble Dance does is if you do that, you get Bubble Blight. This takes around like 30 seconds to dissipate. Let's see how long it takes once it reaches. Yeah, so that's like 30 seconds-ish. So you just need to dodge roll 3 times and you just need to wait 30 seconds to get Coalescence. Sure, it's like a little less active than antivirus, but here's the theory here too. Once that dissipates, you could just re-roll and you get it there. So that's on the back burner, and you still have Coalescence. And then we're at 9:49 here. Turn on Gogpocalypse. We're hitting max already, and I wasn't even counting for burst too. That was crazy. Yeah, so that's that. And then Coalescence is about to expire right when freaking Bubble Dance expires. That expires, you get Coalescence again, just dodge roll again. You see, this is kind of nuts actually. I might rock this set. It's a little more, you have to pay attention a bit more than Gore, but I feel like this set has more Coalescence uptime if you just pay attention for like 3 seconds, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, actually this is a really cool set. This one, yeah. Next up we have 4-Gog2 Mizu with a MizuWeapon. It's the same thing, it's just if you just need a different visual representation for it. We have the Odegaran helmet with burst 2, so that's pretty nuts. Gog chest, van braces, coil, and greaves. We got burst on the waist here, that's really nice. And Mizutsune prowess waist as well. And then it's exactly the same thing with the last set. You just dodge roll with bubble. Once you hit Coalescence, you dodge again for Bubble Blight, and then you just keep going. And that's just high element. And that's just I'm really underselling how good Gog is for elemental builds right now, but gosh, oh my Gog is the more fitting term here. Little note because I didn't say it. Generally, these are for the idea against elemental monsters is that I don't want to focus these elemental sets with Coalescence regards to taking damage from the monster in order to proc Coalescence, because I've noticed with these sets is if I'm fighting Ray Dow, it's hard to get hit with Thunderblight because either I have high resistance or I'm just not getting hit by the lightning as much. So in this way, I have more control about Coalescence procking and that giving me my elemental boost so I can elementally delete monsters of my choosing, you know? So that's what I was going for. So if you were like, oh, why are you running just like Black Eclipse and Mizu, you know, like for Coalescence? You could just use Coalescence against the monster against itself, you know. But that's the experience I was going for. I wasn't getting hit with Blight, so I couldn't proc Coalescence, so I'm just losing out on damage. But that's what the idea was. For people who just want to run power files and focus on raw attack rather than element, because honestly, going for a power file weapon is a bit more material friendly and time friendly than the elemental ones. So there's that. You could honestly just pretend it's this one's ice element, but forget about that. I'm just using it for the burst boost here. But imagine like you just need like one blast attack weapon, one para weapon, one sleep weapon, you know, or honestly any of these weapons if you really want to. But it's just if it has an element, then it's more situational. So you gotta take note of that. But pretend this is like a blast or para weapon and power files. With this set is burst boost. I'm trying to go full in burst boost 2 with Odegaran helmet, Udra, Gamma, brace, and chest pieces with the Odegaran waist and legs. I really like these 2 Gamma pieces. These are in my pre-title update 4 raw power file build. When you sword counter with Swax, you take a little damage, but because you have resentment, that's giving you some attack, you know. This is actually wrong here. There's no freaking shoot. Counter, here, then counter there, and then resentment here. Oh, it's not really a mistake. If I wanted more resentment on, I could have just put a resentment talisman. But yeah, that's the plan here, is counter, burst, boost. Also, you don't even need like full max burst, but it would be nice because burst does give some attack. So if you want to go full on that, that might be easier to proc than agitator, honestly. But burst with agitator is pretty nice. Yeah, it's really up to you. You could go full agitator or full on burst. Whatever is better for you, honestly. And yeah, if I wanted burst, I could probably just put it on here too. A lot of people don't like earplugs, but that's my comfort skill because I do not want to use a full release slash and get interrupted by a roar. I would have earplugs. I would have my earplugs charm. Yeah, I'd probably put this one on or this one on because I could do without divine blessing. This game's pretty easy actually. So you could then, yeah, you could actually max out resentment here. Oh, whoops, performance. There we go. See? Yeah, so max resentment, max burst. This one's a little messy, sorry. Yeah, this is kind of nuts. And then burst boost will give you like a jack ton. Let's just see like, if it was an actual power file weapon, it would have more attack than this. So let's see, 2, 2, 1. Let's attack a bit. Burst. Get burst up there. 5 seconds longer. 2, 2, 1 to 2. Okay, so that's 30. 2, 2, 1 to 2, 5, 1. That's 30, right? Is that what it does? It's 18. Okay. Oh, Well, that's the thing with attack, is that I wish I had my food buffs off. Whoops. So 205 plus 18? Well, no, that's actually wrong because wouldn't burst also give me more attack plus an 18? So that's even more, actually. That's kind of nuts. And then you turn on agitator, which is like 20 attack. So 271. That would take with a grain of salt. That's because of food buff, so it might be like maybe a little lower, like 250. I wish I could remove those food buffs somehow. So we're already at 2. And the thing with resentment and Counter-Strike, I would reach like, I think I did the calculations. It was like 333 attack. So yeah, like 271 plus 25 from Counter-Strike would be almost 300. And then resentment would come in if you like put counter, if you would sword counter, that's an extra 25. So that's pretty nuts. Yeah, this set's pretty nice for some raw builds. Next up we have is a crit build. This is a bit more easier to do because we actually have a power file weapon here. A power file weapon with Gormagala set bonus, and then we have the Raid L helmet, Gamma, Udra, chest and arm. We have Legiacris waist, and then the Gore legs. Obviously, we're going full affinity here, so weakness exploit with maximum might and antivirus. That calculates to 75 affinity, but because if you attack focus your weapon, it's gonna cost you 15 affinity, so that's why it's at negative 10 affinity. But you could offset it with a crit eye jewel, and that brings it back up to 80. No, it's 75. It's 85, right, from total. But because we minus 10 from the weapon focus, it goes down to 75. But if you put a crit eye jewel, it brings it back to 85. Well, it's 87 now because there's an extra 2 from expert. So yeah, that's like good. Honestly, 75 was also good enough, but it's up to you. And then maybe you want like a crit boost here or attack boost. It's up to you. Okay, so technically you have 60 affinity right now. Or maybe like now we have like 50. 50 plus 57 plus 30 is 87. Now we have 87% crit. Dude, I can imagine this thing shredding anything with the blast. That's also nice too. I feel like blast, if you want a mid-max, you could go a blast power file weapon for this, because blast is just a little extra damage compared to maybe paralysis. But paralysis can help you with full release slashes. It's up to you, but you feel more comfortable, because with a sleep weapon you could use bombs, you know, or you could do the trick for the ZST wake up. It's like you have to be close, but you also can't wake it up There we go. But then you have to focus strike it near the end. So because the thing about focus is like it kind of brings your aim closer to the reticle. So there's a little trick with that if you want to do that, I guess. But those are all the sets I have for you guys. Well, honestly, it wasn't that big of a topic because I just wanted to focus on element and power files and just wanted to make some builds that for myself, and maybe it will help you guys create more sets for your guys' sets. I am working on the Gog video. Obviously, this is like a little easier for me because it's just me talking and showing off stuff. But Gog, I have to edit like the whole dang fight and the subsequential fights afterwards and me just experiencing Gog. So yeah, I'm working on that. But again, if you guys did enjoy the video, hit that like button if you want to see more Monster Hunter, because I'm making some. If you guys want to see me play other weapons, I'm trying to make weapon videos for Monster Hunter. So that's going to be a little fun because I've never played other weapons and just trying to learn those new weapons. But I do not want to take any more of your time. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.